Rangers have already been busy in the transfer market this summer, but one situation in particular is beginning to draw plenty of attention. A fresh bid has now cast doubt over the future of a key forward, leaving the club with an important decision to make as the window edges closer to its conclusion. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. But first, Cyriel Dessers has confirmed Rangers Champions League opponents Club Brugge twice tried to sign him. The Ibrox side take on the Belgian Giants in a home first leg this evening, but Dessers may not be fit to lead the line. Manager Russell Martin described him as touch and go after picking up an injury against Victoria Plzen. The 30-year-old has previously played in Belgium with Lokeren, O Leuven and Genk, but has since had the opportunity to return. He left the latter for a loan at Feyenoord before a permanent switch to Cremonese and then Rangers. But the Nigeria international has now confirmed the Belgian media that Club Brugge have twice made contact. He told Het Laatste News, "There were indeed two contacts with Club Brugge. Once when Ivan Leko was manager there, and the last time when I was playing for Cremonese, but that interest never materialized. But would he return to play in Belgium, and specifically Club Brugge? Why not? It's still too early anyway, but I've been living abroad for quite a while, and I recently bought a house in Mechelen. There are a few Belgian teams I'm particularly fond of." That led to the question being asked about playing for KV Mechelen, and once again he wasn't going to close any doors. "They asked if I could come play for Mechelen," said Dessers, "and I don't think my wife and in-laws would mind either, although we'll have to see how that works out with my career. KV Mechelen is a fantastic club, and for the rest, I try to leave as many doors open as possible. You never know what a career will bring." As for tonight's clash, he admits the visitors are the favourites. However, he insists he and his teammates are up for the fight and confident of causing an upset. Dessers added, "I think it's clear that Club Brugge is the favourite. They're a team that qualified in the Champions League last year, that's quite something. But I don't think we're an easy team to face either. People sometimes look down on the Scottish League as if there are only two teams, but it's really not that easy here. We were also in the quarter-finals of the Europa League last year, and with a bit more luck, could even have reached the semi-finals. Our team is optimistic about this match. We've always been strong in Europe at Ibrox in recent years. There are 3 things on my bucket list: to win the championship, to go to a big tournament with Nigeria, and play in the Champions League." Now, in a bid for a Rangers forward, Rangers have laughed off a bizarre bid from Lille for striker Hamza Egerman after the French outfit attempted to strike a loan deal with just a fortnight left of the transfer window. Lille have been pursuing Egerman throughout the summer, but the process has dragged on for some time. Formal discussions have been held in recent days in an attempt to find an agreement. But RFC News can reveal that the first offer was for Egerman to head to Ligue 1 on a loan deal this season. It is understood that no fee would have been payable as part of the proposal. That bid was instantly rebuffed by the Ibrox hierarchy, and it remains to be seen if Lille will return to the negotiating table with a monetary offer that would tempt Rangers into doing business. Egerman will command a significant 8-figure fee if he is to leave Ibrox. Reports on the continent have suggested that Egerman is keen to complete the switch just 12 months after arriving in Glasgow from AS FAR. The 22-year-old scored 16 times in his first term as he made an immediate impression. Egerman returned to Russell Martin's squad on Saturday as Rangers beat Alloa in the Premier Sports Cup. He is now in contention to start against Club Brugge in the Champions League playoff round first leg after coming off the bench alongside summer recruit Hello Arsgaard. Martin confirmed on Monday afternoon that striker Cyriel Dessers remained a serious doubt after sustaining an injury in the defeat to Victoria Plzen last week. Danilo is the other option that Martin has as he deliberates over his number 9 role for the European showdown. "Yeah, I think Big Cyriel was probably the only concern really," Martin said. "So he'll be touch and go. He's responded really well to treatment, and as I said, it was nowhere near as bad as we first feared. So if it's not tomorrow, we expect him to be back for the weekend and next week." In other news, Russell Martin's early days in the Ibrox dugout have been anything but smooth, with Rangers stumbling out of the blocks in their first 2 SPFL fixtures. Points have already been dropped against both Dundee and Motherwell, leaving Rangers supporters frustrated by what has been a lacklustre domestic start to the season. Even their Scottish League Cup outing against Alloa Athletic brought little comfort. Rangers eventually came through 4-2, but only after a laboured performance that did little to inspire confidence. The appointment of Martin was never universally popular. After a lengthy summer search, Rangers' hierarchy ultimately passed on Davide Ancelotti, once considered the frontrunner, and instead turned to the former Ibrox defender. It was a decision that raised eyebrows, particularly given Martin's troubled spell at Southampton. Still, the board believed he was the right man to oversee their new era. So far, however, the results tell a different story. With no league win to his name and Celtic already 4 points clear, the pressure is beginning to build. The looming Old Firm clash at the end of August now feels seismic, and respected pundit Hugh Keevins has warned that defeat could push Martin into dangerous territory. Writing in the Daily Record on the 17th of August, Keevins noted, "It is the possibility of the nuclear fallout from an Old Firm defeat, which puts a double-digit gap between the sides. That is the only reason for putting the Champions League second on Rangers' list of priorities." Martin's position, bizarre as it may seem to those not born and brought up in the Old Firm singular environment, would become untenable in the eyes of many if a derby defeat occurred. An underwhelming appointment for some would become an overwhelming disappointment for most. Andrew Kavanagh and the 49ers Enterprises Consortium would come under sustained pressure to review the cataclysmic collapse of the transition from old-school leadership at Ibrox to the new frontier of American ownership. The likelihood of Rangers sacking Martin so soon after his June appointment appears slim. The board is publicly committed to a long-term vision, particularly after a sweeping summer rebuild of the squad. His progress in Europe has also provided a glimmer of encouragement, but the Old Firm is no ordinary fixture. Should Celtic extend their advantage into double figures before September, unrest among the Ibrox faithful would be impossible to ignore. Given Celtic's dominance, winning 13 of the last 14 league titles, supporters are demanding immediate signs that Rangers can mount a credible challenge. Skepticism over Martin's appointment already lingers, with critics pointing to his possession-heavy style and struggles under pressure in England's top flight. For now, the board may stand firm, but if Celtic pull away, patience in the stands will evaporate fast, and Martin's margin for error could vanish with it. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so make sure you join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.